why it has only ever stayed in Derry, and why hasn't in years and years of being in Derry not just spread across the world.
Yeah, I get it. HBO is trying to give us some clarity to things in a way that we don't already have. I get that. But it also does set the American military up to have a way to defeat him.
Yeah, or at least contain him.
Yeah. All right, so the counter argument to the guy that was kind of saying that you can't defeat intergalactic beings, they'll never win, is basically how do they actually lose? That's the question, right? With all these tools that they now have, and Pennywise is nerfing, how do they lose? Because I don't see how the U.S. government would lose and how they would just give up.
Yeah, and even more so, how they're going to explain losing and just being okay with just leaving Pennywise there to terrorize a town.
Yeah.
Forever.
Exactly, because obviously the general answers to someone. So someone out there knows the truth. Someone knows about this town. He's not just there on his own pocket change, you know?
No, he has to get funding from Washington, right? So
exactly. So HBO's gonna have to bring in some really good writers to sell this one.
Yeah.
To sell the losing of the U.S. military and them just giving up and no longer coming back. And especially now that they have a way to beat him. And I think that's gonna be the difficult part about this series. Maybe we might not be as satisfied as we think at the end. It'll be like a Game of Thrones ending.
I think it's gonna leave a lot of things unanswered and cliffhanger-y kind of stuff.
So yeah, like everyone's already talking about it. We're in episode 5, and this is a question a lot of people have now that we have weapons and we have ways to defeat him. You know, how does the U.S. government lose in this one? How they just give up and never come back? I just don't see how HBO is gonna spin that one.
The way they're gonna frame the show is going to be like every season is gonna be a jump in 26 years.
Yeah.
So the next one should be the next 26 years.
You know what? Now that I think of it, right? Let me think of this thoroughly. All these people in this show are ancestors of characters in the movies. Mm-hmm. And realistically, if you just went through all this stuff in Derry, you would leave. So somehow there might be some sort of memory wipe that occurs for all the cast members.
Okay.
That's the only way that I think that this can make sense for people to be okay with it.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because they're all descendants of further characters in the other movies.
Yeah, but to this guy's point in his comments, how does the military all of a sudden lose all the documentation that they have now collected on
exactly. So the only thing I can think of is some type of full memory wipe occurs. I don't know how it's gonna happen or how HBO is gonna spin it. I don't even think it's gonna be good. But it's the only way I think that I can accept them staying there and having children and growing families, right?